Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We'll just give like a couple more seconds to see if anyone else joins us. But I'm excited to have you all here. We have some amazing actresses and musicians who are going to perform some beautiful pieces for us. Just give a couple more seconds. Okay, I'll be your host today. My name is Madelyn Bonilla, but we're all friends. You can call me Maddie. And I'm excited to get started. So I say, let's just start. We're gonna start with Franny Alicia Reynoso, who's performing Shelter and Pray, and with a musical response from Juana Luna.
I am tired of the illusion that is causing me so much confusion, in which I am free to do whatever I please, but I am told that I should stay home and feel as if I should get down on my knees and pray that the rest of the New York population doesn't roam these New York streets. And I will lose my mind if I force my lips to utter that I am fine, because I much rather be at brunch with my friends, sipping over a couple glasses of Prosecco or wine, but that is for another time. A time that seems so privileged now. I would allow myself to say that I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I'm drowning in the comfort of my abode, in a sea of despair that seems unfair. And that is the very same thing that I am starting to loathe. I just want to go outside, without the paranoia of feeling that I am too close to something that I can't see, something that you can get from a hug or a sneeze. I just want to take in the trees and feel the spring-like breeze. I want to hear the chirping of the birds. I want to have a connection that's much more than words through a screen. I want to see how a light of a rainbow pierces through these cold, dark red streets. I want to see these masks fall off our faces with ease, so when they tell you to please stay home, please, please, please. If you can't do it for you, then do it for me. Do it for your dreams that you have yet to achieve. Do it for your father who has yet to walk you down the aisle. Do it for the extra days that you get to make your mother smile. Do it for the little moments that will make your little brother proud. Do it for the front line and the essential crowds. Do it for the doctors and the nurses who haven't slept in a while. Appreciate every package that makes it to your doorstep. And let us not forget that the city that never sleeps has been told to take a nap. But at least in our homes, we can at least clap back.
Take the veil off your dark eyes. Move it so that I can see them shine, so I can dream of them whenever you're far, so they can travel with me whenever I go by. Let the tears like the river run. Wait until they dry with the sun, 'cause they will save us from drowning inside, in our in our fears, in our questioning life. We will sing this song together, heart to heart, soul to soul, eye to eye, and when the time is right, we will know. Keep the memories close to your heart, 'cause they're all we will have for a while, until we create new ones, until you are back in town. Keep the secrets till we die, 'cause they're all the treasures we have, and then they will go back to the wild, and it won't hurt, and we will both know whenever the time arrives. We will sing this song together, heart to heart, soul to soul, eye to eye. We will sing this song together, heart to heart, soul to soul, eye to eye, and when the time is right, we will know.
That was wonderful. So beautiful. Thanks, Juana.
Thank you.
And thanks, Franny. That was beautiful. I feel like I was back in the beginning of COVID with your piece. It totally brought me back to the beginning of last year when everything was going down. I know you said you wrote it in the first 30 days of you quarantining. Like, how was that experience being a creative and being in your thoughts and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, it was very isolating for me. A lot of my friends are like married, they have a partner, and I'm single. I live with my dog, and a lot of people had family, and I was isolated from mine, and we were all quarantining individually. So this was about 30 days in, and I had watched like all the shows and I had done all the things, and I was just like, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. And my fingers just started like writing, and I was like, oh my God, I think it's coming out. And there's like a creative process that happens when, you know, you're a creator. I don't know if Juana experiences the same for songwriting, but when it comes, you know, and you have to just get it down on paper. And I would like get into the shower and I would get bits and pieces, and then I would be watching a show and I would get another piece, and then it just kind of all came together. But it was pretty interesting. I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah, I think that's one of the good things that came out of 2020 was just that self-love and self-exploration. And if you are creative, being able to have so much time maybe to just even explore, you know? So thank you for that piece. And Juana, your song was called Together.
Yes.
Is there a specific reason you chose that name? I feel like during that time we all wanted to be together, but we were scared to be, just like Franny like brought up. It was like very nerve-wracking. So I just thought it was interesting, but such a beautiful song.
Thank you. And yes, definitely. When I first read Franny's monologue before she did it today, I thought about when I was feeling exactly like that, like she said in the monologue, and all the ways I found like to cope with that. And one of them was this song that I had written like some months before everything happened, and but it talks about kind of, it's like a little prayer, like we will be together, we will be together, and for now, like there, we keep your memories and then we will create new ones, but for now these are the ones we have, so let's stick to that. So yes, so this song suddenly had this new meaning during the pandemic, and it helped me a lot. Also, something that helped me a lot to relax was to hum. Like when I couldn't sleep at night, I would just choose a note and hum. And I went, and that kind of the song kind of took me back to where the place I was, same place Franny was.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's amazing how you can work on something and the meaning changes as time goes by, because that song just, as soon I'm sure 2020 hit, is just the meaning completely changed. And even now, just going back to it and thinking about it, like it's a special place in my heart with everything that we went through, you know?
Mm,
So I think being together is one of those things that we cherish even more now, or I would hope that from 2020, that's what we gained, you know? So thank you for that. And thank you,
of
Fran,
course,
too.
of course.
Yeah, I would love to then keep on moving with the next piece. We have Kimberly Chatterjee, who's performing Final Contact, written by Alex Lynn.
When I was 8 years old, my third grade teacher decided to show us this video just before Christmas. She said that for some reason, this video always reminded her of Christmas, probably because it reminded her of Star Wars in a way. Then all of a sudden, projected on a wall in big block letters was National Aeronautic and Space Administration, Space Shuttle Program, STS-87. And I thought, oh my God. Oh my God, no. Are you kidding me? A movie that's just words? Oh, what is this? A book? I pretty much zoned out for about the first 15 minutes. I wasn't really interested in a bunch of weirdo Michelin man looking freaks. They were like scary, like really scary. So I just frantically doodled in my notebook, trying to distract myself from these fucking nightmarish figures, until my teacher caught me, snatched away my pencil, and said, "Pay attention." I'm glad that she did, because if she hadn't, I wouldn't have seen the rocket launch. The prep dragged on for hours, but the actual launch itself was lightning quick. In a flash, this gigantic Airbus lifted off the ground, catapulted out of the atmosphere in one swift, haggard thrust. And then there it was, a photo from above. Clouds swirled like cotton, icing, marble, snow, raw material over that little fleck of blue. I asked my teacher, how much money do I have to pay to get a ball like that? Where do I buy one? How much money do I have to pay? She gently explained to me that that little blue dot was actually Earth. Really? Wow. Okay, how much money did I have to pay to see Earth like that? She said, I didn't have to pay anything, actually. And in fact, There was a job that people would pay me to do, to go and look and study Earth all the way from space. It was called being an astronaut. I asked her, well, how do I become an astronaut? She said, there are plenty of ways. You could be a pilot, you could be a scientist, or you could be an engineer. Somehow, then, I had a moment of acute awareness in my little 8-year-old brain. I asked her, can Asian people be astronauts? My teacher looked at me, well-meaning white woman that she was, and smiled. Yes, yes, they can. And in fact, there is an Asian woman on that flight. Her name is Kalpana Chawla, and she is an astronaut. At the end of class, she gave me the little plasticky insert that goes on the cover of the DVD, the one with Kalpana Chawla on it. I clutched onto that thing all the way home, terrified it would blow away in the wind.
Thank you, that was great. And now a musical response from Cheeyang Ng called Let My Life Be My Song.
Let my life be my song. Let its melody be like a flowing stream. Let my life be my song. Let its harmony be like the one I dream. Soaring high above the noise, celebrating all the little joys as we gather around to sing along. At times a battle cry, at times lullaby, and even if the notes a little life be my song. Let my life. Ooh, there's like a technical error and I need to like stop. 1 second.
You know how it goes, we're on Zoom. It's okay. Take your time.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
You can hear me, right? I was
We can.
very afraid that this situation would happen. I'm gonna redo that and then I will play and sing instead.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you hear my piano from here? Yeah, is it loud?
No, it
It's
sounds
okay.
good.
Great. We're gonna do a live performance where I usually never ever play, but here we go. Redo.
Oh, a special treat, thank you.
Let my life be my song. Let its melody be like a flowing stream. Let my life be my song. Let its harmony be like the one I dream. Soaring high above the noise, celebrating all the little joys as we gather up to sing along. At times a battle cry, at times a lullaby, and even if the note's a little wrong, let my life be my song. song. Let its harmony be like a beating drum, marching on and unafraid, like the dreams that each of us has made. When you choose to sing it, you feel strong. At times a battle cry, at times a lullaby, and even if the note's a little wrong, let my life be my song. Let my life be my song. Let its melody survive when I am gone. Let my life be my song. Let its music and the message carry on, marching on and unafraid, like the dreams that each of us has made. When you choose to sing it, you feel strong. At times a battle cry, at times a lullaby, and even if it isn't very long, let my life be my song. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Now, Kimberly,
Mhm.
that was a very interesting piece. Why did you choose that one?
Well, I, funnily enough, in my like rep over the many years, didn't have any particular monologues about Asianness. So I went to the New Play Exchange, which is just an amazing resource for new plays and playwrights, and started searching for things that might resonate with me and about Asianness. And I even though it's a brief moment in this piece, I know for my identity, even if it's only for a moment, it infiltrates everything you do. It's like how you are, how not only how you're viewed in the world, but it informs how you view the world. So I sort of loved that the whole piece isn't about that, but at the same time, it kind of is about that. Because that whole monologue could exist without that line, and it would be a totally different thing. But because of that moment, it makes it specific to Asian identity and to like that character. And I think that it's just impressive writing. And I also like doing funny monologues. So I thought it was a nice mix of funny and sweet.
Yeah. That was a good one. I love that. And you're right, like just one line or just a combination of words could completely change the meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's so important. There's so much going on that we need more creative work that brings those things to light, you know, and that talent. So that's why I'm happy that Cheeyang, how your response to this was so beautiful. Like it literally made my hair stand up on my arms. You sounded beautiful, and live I thought was the best idea. So thank you for that. Why did you choose this song? Did you have this song prepared before, or was this something like a response? Or
so I met Kimberly working on my show. I'm a musical theater writer, and this song is a cut song from the show called Maya. And I thought it would be an interesting response to what she was saying about how this little kid who wants to grow up and now become an astronaut because she's seen someone who is of Asian descent achieve that. And for me, a big question of like, what do artists do, and where do artists stand in the world? That's always been a question for me. And this song, when we wrote it, me and my collaborator Eric Sorrells, when we wrote it, it was like a justification of how you want to live your life. And I wanted to sing this piece in response to Kimberly, primarily because it's, you know, how we met, but also it's about like, you can do anything that you want to do when you grow up. You can achieve anything that you want to do when you grow up, and don't let your life go to waste. Like if you want to make an impact in the world, any small little thing that you do can make an impact. So it doesn't have to be like some life-changing revelation. It could just be the little actions that you take every single day. It could be, you know, yeah. So that was why I wanted to sing that.
Yeah, that's so powerful. I think that we definitely need more story and more music that gives even just children, adults, the opportunity to actually do what they want. You know, like even me being Latina, I've never really seen a Latina astronaut. So anything like that is so amazing and inspiring. It really does like empower us. But I would love if the audience or anyone else has any questions for Kimberly, Cheeyang, or any of the other artists that we had, Franny.
I'm also just gonna plug Alex because I know she's here and say that you should all read. She has a ton of plays and they're all amazing. And especially if anyone out there is of Asian descent, there's like a wealth of material she's written.
Yeah, we should definitely all just plug everyone. I'm all for reading and watching new creative things. So I love it.
Yeah.
And we'll here, we support each other, big family. So any questions from the audience or Franny, Juana, any questions for Kimberly, Cheeyang, vice versa? We could have a little open discussion.
Sure. How long did it take you to kind of put that song together, Cheeyang?
So the song that you just heard was written probably like 2 years ago. It's cut from the show now. And and that piece in particular, I'm a composer that rarely sets lyrics, but the lyrics came first for this song because I thought it was really meaningful. So I think it took like 2 hours less than, and yeah, and so yeah, it's I wanted to do something really simple and not like be too complicated and take away from what the message of the lyrics wanted to say. So yeah.
Cool.
I just wanted to add that I loved the monologue and I loved the song, and I agree with Madelyn that the fact that you played it was amazing.
I never do that ever in my life ever.
Safe space. It was great to do it here. That was awesome.
Yeah. It always happens that way, right? The way that you least expect it, you're like, oh man, and then it's like the best thing ever. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Great. And Alex is here, you said, Kimberly? Alex, the writer for the piece that you did?
Yes, she's here. Her link is in the chat of all of her plays.
That was such a strong monologue. Like,
can we see Alex and ask Alex some questions?
On that screen.
If she wants to. No pressure. No
pressure.
Yay.
Yay. Yay.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Alex.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you, Kimberly, for wanting to do this monologue.
Of course. Alex and I met like through like the randomest way of doing a reading of like of the Cherry Orchard on Zoom with friends, like all through like one random friend who knew all these different people. And he had told me forever about Alex's plays. So then after I like virtually met her, I was like, okay, I'm going to read them now. And then I was like, wait, they're all so good. It was great.
One of the magical things to happen during this quarantine, really.
That one was written during quarantine also?
Yeah. Funny, most of, I'm gonna like age myself here, but most of my stuff has been written during this year, to be honest with you.
Wow. Some great things came out of 2020, I'm telling you.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
How long did it take you to write that piece?
That one took me Maybe like I think I kind of banged that one out in a weekend. I've had like subsequent re-edits and rewrites of it, but I think that one I kind of just sat down for a weekend and wrote it out. I'd been meaning to write it anyway. Like I it's one of those pieces where I was like, oh, I had the idea for a while because in my like real people life, I'm a space journalist. So I just been thinking like, you know, like I've interviewed so many astronauts that there's just like there's such like a wealth of storytelling in the way that they talk about their life. So I'd wanted to do that for a while, and I finally made myself sit down one weekend and like do it, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's just the part of it. Like I also write, and I think that just sitting down and doing it is the biggest first step. So as long as you continue, because Cheeyang, you said 2 hours. Come on, that song, that's like amazing.
Record time.
Yeah, and Franny, you said 30 days. How long did it take you to write that song?
I don't remember. It was not so long. It was not so long because.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great. Any questions from the audience? I feel like I want to go right after this.
You're inspired.
Inspiring, yeah. You guys are so
Yay. Gotta get that piece of paper, man. When it comes, it comes.
Definitely. It's true. Sometimes it comes at 2 a.m. Sometimes it comes in the shower.
Or you're going into a meeting and then the song is like, no. And then you go with the phone and start singing the song in a corner so nobody thinks you're crazy.
Yes, that happens.
And I just want to say, I think that's also like, as somebody who does not create things, but does the things that other people have created, it's so amazing to me to hear you all talk about your process for writing, and then also doing your own work. I just think that's so impressive as somebody who does not do that and like doesn't know how you do that. I think that's awesome.
I think we all have like stories. Thank you for that. I think we all have stories to share. I'm actually like an actress, and I never really like wrote anything outside of poetry. I would write like songs. I remember like in college, I think my boyfriend tried to give me like a journal so I could have my songs all in one notebook because it was always in a loose leaf paper. And I was like, oh, I don't know where to put it, you know? So that was like where I started writing. But as an actress, I started taking masterclass during quarantine, and I took Shonda Rhimes like class on film writing, and you know, started watching Martin Scorsese and like Aaron Sorkin, and I was like, there's stories in here that I want to be the main character for, because it's either happened to me or I was affected by it, and I just want to put it out there. So it kind of made me just, what stories do I have that I haven't told yet? You know, and it made me also think about what's one story that I have in my heart that I won't sell to anybody, no matter what price, you know? And those were the ones that I started to like work on. So I'm a new writer as well. So I definitely relate to you. I'm like, how do these people do it? But it's like addicting once you start, because you have so many that just kind of like come out of your head.
Wow.
So I applaud you guys for keeping up with the writing, because I've tried to put timers to write and I'm still snoozing them right now.
I totally get that. Like, yeah, it's just that first step. And then you stare at a blank page for an hour and you feel like you did nothing. So I completely get it. And for the musicians, was it difficult picking a song to respond to the text and to the monologue? What was the most difficult part about that? Because I know, like, I'm a director, I'm getting into directing, and the music and the score, it makes a scene, right? To me, it makes a scene. It can either make it or kill it. So I feel like it's so important. So how did you guys choose the song to respond with?
I go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I first, when I read because I love to write and I really like to do the exercise of writing with anything that comes my way. So first I got the monologue and I started, I got my guitar and I started writing a little bit and then this song, you know, because songs have their own, and they have their own personality, and they do what they want to do, not what you intended to do maybe. So the song started going somewhere else. And I said, okay, I understand. So so then but still I kept playing for a while. And then I remembered about this song. And yes, and what I said before, like I thought that this, when what Franny was talking about, and of course it happened to me, exactly, very precisely, exactly what you wrote. During those times, I was singing the song, and it helped me kind of. It's not like it was like a little prayer for me. So I said, it kind of, yeah. I started to play. That's. I thought that was it. Yeah. And then the other song, I let her do whatever she wanted.
Yeah, it sounds like both the monologue and the song were very personal and very like close to the heart. So it's like a perfect match. And it's so true what you say about songs having a life. Like one of the best songwriters that I know is Babyface. I don't know if you know who Babyface is, but he did say that he's had songs that he's had for 10 years until the right artist appeared. Because sometimes you write a song and it's just the right artist, the right producer is not there, and the lyrics are there, but it doesn't happen. So that's so important, and I love that. I love that those two are matched. What about you, Cheeyang? How did you decide?
So initially, when Kimberly and I were chatting about this show, we wanted to do something that was Asian American related. So actually, I prepared something else, and then no, which is totally fine, because and then I read her monologue and I thought, wow, this was really moving, and the piece felt a little detached from this. So I was like, let me look for something that has a little more cohesiveness in terms of what the monologue, kind of like to complement the monologue than to just talk about like broader issues. So so kind of pivoted and went with this piece. So yeah.
Yeah, perfect choice.
Especially because it is cut from the show, so we'll not ever hear it again unless Cheeyang says it.
He sells it to another show or movie.
Yes. Jukebox musical.
Yeah. So any other questions? Anyone comments? Love, support?
I have a question actually.
Yeah.
For Kimberly and for, well, anybody who doesn't write. I'm very curious to see how you approach a piece, or how yes, like because writing is kind of like inside to outside. This is a situation, so I wonder how you do that.
I know for me, I'm someone that, at least at this phase of my life, I really like having an outside eye. Like, I like the directors that tell you a bunch of stuff. I feel like that will change over time. But so it's hard for me a little bit. Like with this one, I normally try to have a friend watch it and like give me feedback. So, because otherwise it does feel sort of like a vacuum, but I just planned my life poorly, so I couldn't make that happen. So I was just like, I have to hope. And for the person doing it, I have the context of the whole play and what my ideas about the character are. But then for you all, you don't know the rest of the play. So what I usually end up doing is just starting from myself and then seeing where things feel different, or some choices that I can make that put me more in the world in a way that's exciting to me. But I know, like, in the back of my head, I'm always so nervous that I'm not doing what the writer envisioned. And you don't want to like let them down or put this thing out into the world that has their name on it that they've cared so much about. And they're like, well, that's not at all what I wanted that to be. So it's a mix of trying to be very like precious and caring for the people who created this, and also be like, and you have to just like let that go and just do what you think this person is. But I don't know if you can tell, I'm a very anxious human being about all things. So I just try to make that a part of it too. Like, I'll just be nervous all the time. That's my character choice. Hope it works.
That's great. Anyone else? I feel like, well, Franny, you don't write, right? You say you're an actress, or?
Yes.
I am an actress. I started writing this year. So I can relate to wanting to like land those moments that the writer has placed in there for monologues and stuff like that. I think it's very interesting when you have, like, if you ever do like a theater piece and you actually have the playwright in the space and you're able to actually come up with something that they never envisioned, but they like it. Sometimes that happens. It's like, wait, I didn't even think of that, but that was so amazing. Like I've seen other people do that. And I always think like, wow, writing is so open to interpretation. But then sometimes it's like, no, this is what I wrote. Like there is no answer. So it's just like a balance. But very much close to Kimberly. I start with what I know, and then I let certain decisions in the writing allow me to sprinkle in new experiences that I haven't experienced to kind of create a multidimensional character.
Great. That's what makes it relatable. You start with what you know and you start with your stories. It's awesome.
It's weird because sometimes it's based on what you're wearing. I don't know if this happens to you, Kim, but like if I find something that I think my character would wear or the shoes that my character would wear, I start being that character and I forget about who I am. And I'm like, what am I feeling right now? And go in that direction. So usually sometimes it starts with a piece of jewelry or an item of some sort.
But then it's so funny because you kind of forget who you are because you're channeling that, but you're still yourself. And then like, because this happens to me when I see, for example, interviews of actresses or actors, and I don't know, I'm seeing Meryl Streep and suddenly she's like, ah, she's being like the act, like it has little bits of the character. And I love that so much. So you stop being yourself, but you have the same container. So, you know, same facial expressions, and it's amazing how like these two people live inside. I love that.
Mm-hmm. There's a heartbreak that happens once you have to let go of a character, and a lot of people are like, how? It's you, like you just mentioned, like you look like the same exterior, but there's a shift that happens inward, and like the more you perform, the closer you get to that character, and then it's like, I just found her, or I just found this person. Like, oh, it's like an aha moment, and then you got to just wait for it to happen again or recreate a new character all over again, and it's so hard sometimes. So I tend to cry at the end of every like show.
Just release.
Of course, because it's kind of a part of yourself that you're also letting go. Yeah. It's like when Kim Cattrall was talking about Samantha for Sex and the City, and she was saying, no, I'm not going to play Samantha again because Samantha needs to rest. You know, she's done. She's given the world what she had to give the world. And I love that so much, like how she was respecting, you know, the character, even though it could give her a lot of money or stuff. Like, yeah, I understand that. Like, you know, the character is also something.
Yeah, it's like poking a bear. If you wake it up again, you're gonna feel that rush of emotions, you know, muscle memory is a real thing.
I love it. Thanks for sharing, everyone. Yeah, thank you for sharing all the ways that you tap into your creativeness. Thank you for sharing your talent, the music, the acting, the writing, everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yes. I would like for us to clap for everyone, and we could have everyone unmute their mics and we could just give everyone a round of applause for being great.
Yay! Awesome work.
So we're gonna close the room. You don't have to get out, but you have to get out.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We hope you have a great night. For future events, just follow us at nuyorican.org. And please follow all of the talented artists and our host, Madelyn Bonilla. And yes, I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank
you. Good night.
Night.